Okay, in this video, we will set a little bit of the world for us to use. And this will be just placeholder environment, just to play test player movement and other details. And it won't be our actual environment, obviously. So here you see just a basic default scene that we have. So first thing that we will create is the plane, in order our player to walk on. So let's go in the empty space of the hierarchy panel. Right-click, and here we will find 3D objects. And we can use plane basically. And this plane is quite small. So what I will do, I will make it bigger by 10 on the X and on the Z also. 10, and this plane is to white. And our directional light is also to intensive. And to change the color of the plane, all we need to create material, because if we select the plane, as you see in the inspector, it doesn't have any kind of color component inside. And if to D games, for example, they are color elements in the inspector. So you can change it directly from the inspector. But in 3D games, here is how we can change the colors. So first thing is, for better organization, let's create new folder. And let's call it materials. And this will be for our materials. So every game object has some kind of material. And in order to change color, we need to create new material for our play. So let's go in the assets folder, right-click, create. And here we will found material. Now let's call it ground. Now we can change color of the material from here. But first, let's assign this color material to our ground. And it's very simple. We just need to drag and drop it into our ground. And nothing is really changed just yet, but it's already there. So now we change color on the material. As you see, our color changes as well. So we can go in the game view and see how it looks like. And I think it's better also. We will take directional light, and we will decrease intensity a bit. Just like on the 0.8. So that we will see every object a little bit better. Alright, now let's create some cubes. In order for our play to test our player movement, basically, so let's create a 3D object cube. And we should make this cube bigger. So I will select my rect tool. Let's zoom in. And you can also click F to zoom even farther to your game object. And let's just make this game object bigger. And just like this, we can obviously change the scaling from here as well. We can make it bigger or smaller or whatever. Let's create one more cube. And let's take move tool and let's take it out. And I want to have some kind of platform to go up. So first of all, let's make this cube little bit larger, just like this, and bigger also. And then we will rotate this game object basically. So to rotate, we can use this rotation scaling. Now in the transform element, basically this X will rotate horizontally, so we don't need it. This Y will rotate vertically, so we also don't need it. And we want to rotate it by Z. So let's rotate it like so. Let's take it a little bit down. Okay, we need to. Now make this platform larger. I think it's like this, and then we can rotate. See, one more, and I think it will be fine. Okay, well, I will take this little bit down. Now we have a very basic setup, as you see. We have these cubes and our player can move on them. And let's see in the game view how they like. And this how they look like. And as you see, we are not able to see them at all. Almost, because of how our main camera is positioned right now. And we can always change how our main camera, and we are what main camera is at the specific moment and when game starts, obviously, and we will do it. But first, let's create some materials for these cubes. So let's create material and let's call it cube. Let's assign this cube here, and let's change color to be something else. And also we will do same for here. We will use same material for that as well. Now first thing that we should do, we should select our main camera. And here is our main camera. And we can basically move our main camera with these arrows. And here we see how our game looks like. So we can move it a little bit. Just like this. And now we will be able to see our world little bit better. And I think I like this scene so far. So now it's time to work on our player. And player movement. Now we will add some actual player model later. But first we will make some player movement and movement mechanics in general. Also jumping and so on, we have a lot to do. And for that, for the prototyping, we will use 3D object capsule. So to create capsule, we just need to go in the empty space of the hierarchy, panel 3D object capsule. And where is our capsule? Let's see. And let's take our capsule out and let's zoom in. We can click F. Let's take it up a little bit just like this. Now we have the capsule and let's call it player. And this player should have few components in order everything to work. And let's scroll it up and we are able to see we can also create material for our player, just to see it better as well. So let's call it player. We will assign this material to player game object, and we will change it to something like blue maybe. Blue will work fine. Okay, now we have this basic setup, so we can save what we're saving. So we need to go and click these 3 dots. Save scene, and in the scenes folder, you can name your scene anything that you want. For example, I will name test, and let's save what we're saving. I'll end this video over here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. See you in the next videos.